Hello and welcome to a new video. Today I am gonna start a little vlog where I'm gonna read Chain of Thorns by Cassandra Clare. I just decided to do a vlog for no reason at all. I just felt like it, so we should see how it goes and if I feel good about it. I am sitting in Erica's bed as per usual. I am actually soon going to work, but I already started this and I'm like about 100 pages in, which I will share thoughts about soon. This is obviously going to be a spoiler vlog because I don't know really how to talk about the third and final book in a trilogy without spoiling. But it is the fourth Shadowhunter series, if you don't now count the novellas, etc. And it is the final one in this trilogy. We are now waiting for the Wicked Powers, which should be the final Shadowhunter series, but we shall see. Maybe it will be more. I personally love Shadowhunters. They've been part of my life for many, many years. I love the characters. I love the world. I love how Cassandra has developed everything in it and just how much more diverse the world has become. And I just generally love the story and just all the drama. It's a bit trash, but it's fun trash. But it's not the worst trash. There's worse trash, believe me. So I didn't reread Chain of Gold or Chain of Iron before starting Chain of Thorns because I was like, cannot be bothered. I'm also like gonna read through all of them soon-ish, like by soonish I mean like over the next 2 years with Erica, who also started the Shadow Chronicles. I didn't bother rereading them now and then I having to read them like again next year or something. Honestly, don't remember you being noisy. You honestly don't remember the events like of the last book and like what happened, so they had to like repeat it for me here and I was like, thank you for some of the things that happen. And yeah, I'm gonna share some thoughts of what's going on. I know people who didn't love the ending and was like kind of disappointed in it, so I personally don't know how I will feel because I'm like, I feel like while I'm a super huge Shadowhunter fan and I met Cassandra Clare in the summer and it was like the best moment of my life, I feel like maybe I'm not like as involved maybe in like the fandoms. I don't know what people want, because what I know is that Cordelia, who's one of the main characters, ended up with someone people didn't want her to end up with, I think. But I don't know who people wanted her to end up with, because in my head, I always wanted her to end up with James. And I thought that people wanted that as well. And then some people think she maybe ended up with Matthew. But I don't know if she actually ended up with James, but people wanted her to end up with Matthew. I don't know, because I always haven't read the book yet, but I'm confused. There's something there that people didn't like, but I don't know if it's actually even her we are talking about, because like obviously I avoided spoilers, etc. Actually, I'm really behind because it came out in the end of January and we like end of March. I usually read Cassandra Clare the day it shows up at my door, but I didn't this time. I actually have the Tor UK edition that I took off the dust jacket when I'm gonna read it. Yeah, right now this is just the original cover without the dust jacket. Personally don't love these covers, but generally don't love any of the Shadowhunter covers. Maybe there's too many people on them for my taste. But it is a fine cover. Okay, so if you don't want to know any spoilers, etc., then you should lean now, because I'm going to talk about some of the events that has happened. And I am now on page 106, so goodbye to you. And let's talk some spoilers. What we have is that Lucy ran away with Malcolm and Jesse. And I had kind of forgotten that he had been resurrected. But he has been resurrected. And then Will and James do find her. And they're just like talking about giving Jessica another identity so he can come back to the society, etc. And James is sad because Cordelia has left and, you know, the whole bracelet thing. Which was, by the way, I have forgotten that happened. Almost until like I read the book and I was like, dang, that was some dark mean shit. Yeah, that's what's going on there. Like, not a lot has happened in the first 100 pages. We only had like kind of set up to see where our characters are, but I just like not a lot of plot. Yeah, we had to set up stuff. But anyway, the only emotional part of this book that has actually gotten any reaction out of me was when Jem showed up with James, because he had interrogated Grace and found out like the stuff she had done to him, or like more in detail. Also, James is upset, you know, about Matthew and Cordelia being in Paris. That's the only thing they had been doing this book, by the way. They've just been in Paris and then, yeah. But either way, Dan Jem says, I know I must listen dispassionately to Grace's testimony, yet when she speaks of what she has done to you, my silent heart cries out, this was wrong, it was always wrong. You love as your father loves, wholly, without conditions or hesitancy. to use that as a weapon is blasphemy. And I just like, oh, every time Jem speaks about Will, I want to cry. Like, why? Where is our poly relationship? That's all I'm saying. James later thinks about Matthew. And then it's like, James thought of Matthew, no doubt asleep somewhere in Paris, and felt a terrible admixture of love and anger, like a poison in his blood. Matthew had been to him what Will was to Jem. How had he lost him? How had he lost him without even knowing it? And I was just like, dang, dude, get your shit together and get Matthew back. Screw Cordelia, I'll get Matthew back as your proper power bataille. Either way, that's like the only emotional reaction I have had so far. Speaking about Matthew and Cordelia, they're in Paris. They went to like a bar, and then Dorothea, which isn't that Clary's neighbor in City of Bonds, if I'm incorrect, had like a thing where her father kind of not possessed her, but spoke to Cordelia through her and stuff. And I totally forgot that Cordelia had like sold her service to Lilith. And I was like, okay, so she can't read Cortana because then she would have to do it for Lilith, and Alistair has Cortana. I don't even know. Okay, there's many things going on, but apparently nothing is going on as well. Alistair is pining over Thomas. Thomas is pining over Alistair, and then Christopher is making like the fire messages. Interesting. Love that. And then we have Ariadne and Anna having a thing, and like every time there's something exciting happening, we switch scenes to like randomly like Ariadne. She has like moved out because she came out to her mom. And then we like switch back to like the exciting scene. I'm like, can we just stay in a scene for more than 4 pages? Because I'm like, I won't want to switch scenes over like to these side couples. I want to know the main plot. I'm joking. Malcolm is trying to get back Annabelle. I didn't actually realize how much this was going to connect to like the other books. I mean, it makes sense, but I was just like, dang. What else has happened? This is a great vlog. I'm thinking. Bark. Thank you, Gigi. Girl, you being noisy. Very noisy. And Lucy wants Jessie, but I doubt that Lucy and Jessie will get together. Honestly, I just don't ship that like at all. Like at all. And Grace seems to like Christopher, so it's Christopher and Grace gonna end up together. All these people, just the couples, it's just that everyone needs to be in a relationship. But yeah, and obviously, you know, they talk a lot about like the grandfather, Bell something. The evil dude that controls them and is behind everything. We shall see how things end up. Like, that's kind of the setup. Great update for the vlog. I don't know how much I will update, but like, I'll try every 100 pages or 50 pages, or if something exciting happens. But I'm also going to work and I'm going to read some there, hopefully. Welcome to the vlog of some thoughts as we read. Let's go. What does this mean? I don't know what this means. This is never going to end well. Are we getting the polar relationship I always wanted? I am stressed out. That is all. This is like what I mean. We have like them kissing, and then we randomly like cut scene for 1.5 page where we have Christopher visiting Grace. We like look on some papers, and then we go back to the kissing scene. Like, why do we do this? Cassandra's good at making us keep reading, but this is like, why? Either way, back to the kissing scene. Drama's gonna happen. This vlog is gonna be so long if I keep updating like this, but obviously they were kissing in the dark, came into the room. I was like, James is gonna be there, isn't he? He's there! No! I can't deal with this! I can't deal with this. Oh, I don't know if I even can keep reading. I need to go to work soon, but oh my god. I won't be able to stop updating, but apparently Matthew has been drinking this whole time. He promised Cordelia he wouldn't drink if she came with him. That's what I suspected. And James was like, I want you. And then Matthew was like, why did you come here and say that? I told you that I loved her. And James was like, well, she gotta make her choice. And I'm like, dudes, calm your tits down here. I know we can't get the poly relationship I want because we are part time, so they can't be, you know, but still. Oh my god. I am stressed. I know I need to stop updating this vlog every 4 seconds, but basically James didn't tell Cordelia the truth because he was like, he doesn't want to pity because then she would pick him anyway, and he doesn't want that. And I'm just like, dude, I get it, but no! Okay, but I need to go soon. And at least at work I can't vlog anymore and interrupt myself every 4 seconds, but like, I haven't even read much. Like, I was on page 106 and I'm on page 132. And I uploaded like 16 times because I cannot deal. Me was being cute. Hey, Mimi. Was you cute? Yeah. I didn't get to see. Okay. Well, Gigi is there in a little blob. See you later. Okay, so I've been to work and everything. And like, I'm in the same position because I went back to reading. I am ending today on 272, which was my goal. And What has happened? What was the last thing I said? I don't know. I think the last thing I said was that still Professor Cordelia or whatever. But yeah, everyone came back to London after Lucia was away with Jessie, and then they got them in Paris, and then all like planning to find out how to make Cordelia not a paladin to Lilith anymore. And they're all just like working different things, investigating, blah blah blah, having character moments. That's basically what's going on. Like, I don't bother taking in detail of every character. But yeah, we're getting character moments, we're getting drama. We have Ariadne or Ari, who what she wants to be called Ari, and Anna having their moments there, kissing now, yay. And Thomas and Alistair are trying to figure out this stuff as well. Grace has now told Jessie everything she did, and he is not happy with her, whatever, he'll raise this business. But yeah, James has still not told anyone. Basically, I always shipped Cordelia with James because I am just a sucker for like how they loved each other for such a long time, and I wanted to be together, even though Matthew was sad. I always shipped Matthew with Lucy, actually. I don't know if other people agree, but I think they will make a nice couple. I just don't like Jessie. I want Jessie to die. Like, I want him to die, and I think maybe he will. He was a ghost after all, so I just assume he will go back to being dead. I hope Grace dies, but I mean, Cassandra Clare is not great at killing off characters, even in finals. Like, she always kills some, but like, never the ones we think is gonna die. So I doubt that someone would die, but I hope Jessie dies, but then Lucy will be sad. I just don't like Jessie and Lucy together. He can be alive, but I don't want them to be together. Cordelia also got an offer to move back to Persia with her mom and her brother, but I don't think either of them is gonna leave. Or maybe Cordelia will leave and I'll come back a few years again, but like, that was the beginning of the whole series. I don't know, but I don't think Alistair will leave either, because he's gonna be with Thomas. Maybe Thomas will come with them, I don't know. But right now Matthew's trying to get sober, and then Cordelia tried to see him, and he's like in a real bad place. So she sent out messages, and I assume all the merry little thieves, is that what we call them, is gonna get together and support him through it, because James and Matthew are not currently fighting. Everyone's fighting. Lucy and Cordelia also are fighting. Everyone is just drama. I love it. But yeah, that's the current state. I don't know who's gonna, I don't know who. That's basically what's important in this book. Demons, who cares? They're getting attacked sometimes, but it's mostly just drama and character moments. I never considered how much drama and character moments until now, but I assume they're gonna be fine, etc. Loving to see the characters again, and it's like coming home. The whole world and all the characters and the relationships and everything. But yeah, I'm gonna continue tomorrow. I don't think I'm gonna finish it, but I will try to finish it on Sunday, because I calculated to read 270 pages today, because it's 279 I think, and then if I read 200 next day, 200 next day, I should finish on Sunday. That's my plan, at least, and I will try to keep up with thoughts. See you later. It's the next day, and I did read some at the subway today, but honestly, I like don't remember anything specific that happened that I want to talk about. I am going to read more now, but basically Christopher keeps visiting Grace, and he doesn't know what she did, and I feel like if he doesn't care what she did to James, I will be upset. So I feel like I don't want Grace actually to end up with anyone. I feel like what she did was too bad for that right now, and not just forgive and forget. James and Cordelia kissed. She went to summon a demon to try to get information on Belle or whatever it's called, and it was touching. Matthew was getting sober. Oh, I remember lots of stuff that happened as well. And a merry thief stepped all around his house to like support him through his to get sober, to his withdrawal. And it was like the sweetest photo of them sleeping at his place. And I was smiling like an idiot at work. Not at work, at the subway. Look at this. Look at it. It is actually the sweetest thing. And I loved it a lot. I didn't show you that well, but it's fine. So he's trying to get his shit together, or whatever. Poor him. And now we're getting the Christmas party, which I'm sure drama will happen at. But yeah, I am honestly 318 pages in. I'm soon at 50% of the book, and nothing has happened. We only get the character moments and like establishing relationships, and I do get that is a lot and a huge part of her books. But it's never like really bugged me this way before. We have like character moment, a bit of a investigation, character moment. I feel like there's a bit more puff, at least like in some of her other series, where more action happens. But action doesn't mean necessarily like fighting scenes and stuff like that, but like moving the plot forward. Right now we only know that something is going to wake and it's going to enter people's bodies or whatever, but we all know it's going to be okay. But I'm a bit like, I'm not saying it needs to happen things all the time, but it's a thick book and it feels like just a lot of character moments, but at the same time I love them because I love the characters. But if you think about a book as a whole, outside just loving characters having their moments, it doesn't feel like a lot of progress has been made, and we're 300 pages in, which is quite a lot of pages. And I still feel like we almost just slightly move like 2 chess pieces on the board instead of like I feel like 10 should have been more by now or something. But yeah, okay, I'm gonna read more and give you an update whenever I have more to say. So James has admitted Cordelia he loves her, and she's believing him. I think she's dumping Matthew now. Poor Matthew. I don't want this. I don't want Matthew to be dumped. I don't want anyone to be dumped. I don't like this at all. I feel like it is almost too typical that James and Cordelia ends up together in a way, because like it's been like they liked each other from the beginning. It's almost too typical. And like then what was the point with Matthew? It was only for the drama for like 400 pages, like the last end of the other book in this one. So I'm just like, why? Why did we do this? That's my thought. I don't know, did I say it? I think Justice might die. Matthew might die, but I feel also that would be stupid. I think in the end, he'd be like, haha, I didn't really love her after all. But that would also be annoying. So I'm like, what's the point? Either way, goodbye. What is also sad is that Matthew, sorry, I'm adding more, clearly was trying to become sober. So Cordelia would love him because he thinks that he is not worthy love unless he's sober. Which is obviously not true. And she's trying to tell him that. But I think being now as down as he is and like as sick as he is right now, is really hard for him to see that. So he's gonna probably start drinking again. It's not gonna go well. I don't know. I'm depressed. Bye. I forgot to add that Jess and Lucy cannot touch because her power, blah 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 blah. That she used to resurrect them. So when they touch too much, she goes and descends into darkness or whatever. So now they have an excuse not to be together because they can't touch. But maybe they will fix it, or maybe they just won't be together. I hope so. Let's see. But yeah, I love a little can't touch each other trope. I love it. Okay, so Tatiana crashed a party and said to everyone that Tessa's the child of the demon prince of hell, and everyone's like shocked as if they didn't know she was half a demon already, but whatever. And I'm like, she lied, but then Tatiana accidentally took with her Alexander, which is the baby of Cecily, the brother of some of the kids. I don't even have them in order. Now everyone is gonna go and find the baby, the others are going. I bet the kids are gonna be the one to figure this stuff out. Stuff is happening at least. A kidnapped baby, love to see it. Let's go. Honestly losing control of last time I updated, but they did save the baby. The kids did it. And now they are accusing Tessa and them for working with the demon because it is her father, like the whole family's, and Charles is maybe being blackmailed. And then Grace confessed to Cordelia what she did to James. So Cordelia ran to James and they had sex. Goodbye, Matthew. That's what's going on. I guess Cordelia and James is endgame. Like, I ship them so much. I don't even ship her or Matthew, but it feels, what was the whole point with the whole Matthew thing? If you hadn't had the Matthew thing, I would have been so happy now, but now we had the Matthew thing. Now I'm just like, what was the point if this was always going to happen all along? It was just a delay, and now I feel like I have to use Matthew as a delay, and he deserves better than that. That's why I'm upset. But yay, thanks, bye. So James told everyone what Grace did to him, and then Kate is like, oh, we should forgive her, and she is like blah blah blah, she should still blah 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 live happy, and we will not be no better than her mother if we don't. And I'm just like, why is it always like they need to be the good guys, they need to be better than the villains, blah blah blah. And I get that is why the main characters, why they're the good people, blah 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 and blah blah blah, but I'm the kind of person who's just like, they were shit, they gotta burn. And that's what I have to say about that. No, I do get it, because we need good characters, blah, blah, blah. But I'm also like, no, she was shite. We don't need to feel bad for her. I mean, I do actually feel bad for her, but I don't. Also, Tatiana took Grace, so that's going on. And everyone, all the adults left to do some important business for the meeting thing with Tessa. And I think that is why she told everyone about Tessa's parentage, because you knew that they would have to leave for the meeting, which is a convenient way for Cassie to get rid of all the adults so they can help the kids when now hell is going to break loose while they're away. So a bit too convenient for me. I'm just complaining, but I am enjoying the characters and I am feeling stuff, but I'm also like, too much convenience, yo. Okay, let's read more. Okay, so Tatiana apparently just took Grace's power, and Grace escaped, and now telling what happened. Everyone in the city of Bones just not died, but escaped, because obviously, spoilers, they die later. They possessed the dead Silent Brothers and sisters. Not the sisters, that's not what they're called. Whatever they're called, Iron sisters. I kind of expected he would either possess like the Silent Brothers or the dead ones. I thought it had something to do with that, but they found a key or something to that. So I guess they're gonna defeat that now. Yay! I only care about who ends up with who at this point. Why is this plot boring? Seriously, I'm not joking. I'm very disappointed. Bye. Did Christopher just die? If he's actually the one who dies, I would be kind of mad, because he's like a typical character to die, like the one who was kind or, and invented stuff and was like a bit distant, you know what I mean. unless Lucy resurrects him. But it will be stupid if he's the one who dies. But he died. Maybe. I don't know. I'm shocked. A lot of things is going on. Cordelia took up a weapon again. Lilith came. And then Rupert came back and was like, hi, Tatiana, you're gross. And she was like, oh no. And then she went away for some reason. I don't know. Christopher might be dead. I don't know. We changed sheets. I don't know. And we're going to find out what happens with Cordelia as well. Okay, stuff is happening, I guess. But because... No, okay. Delia, in a fit of rage, did kill Tatiana. I think, maybe, who knows, she might return that bitch, and now she's gonna be like, yeah, it wasn't honorable, and blah blah blah, we're gonna question her, and they're never gonna get anything out of that woman, and I know they're the heroes and that's what they do, but I'm just like, sometimes, she deserved it. She killed Christopher, I think, so, and she did so much shit, she can just die, but I guess they're good people, so they can't kill people, or whatever. It's the next day, and I'm gonna finish the book. I actually have a little left. I'm on 530. So it's not a lot left. Cordelia struck a deal now with Lilith to go into the realm place. I don't even know what it's called. Edom or something? Edom. To save James and Matthew. You can see as Cortana. Cortana can kill Belial. I don't know how to say his name. And I was just like, why didn't you just strike this deal the whole time? I will kill Belial for you. And then I will be free from the Paladin Alt. Like, they were trying to get free of her Alt and read about it. Why didn't you just try to strike this deal the whole time? I just don't understand, honestly. And then also, after Christopher died and everyone, all the Shadowhunters, they left London because he was just like, haha, give London to me, Belial. I know that Will and Tessa and them are all in Idris or whatever to like do the whole interrogation thing. Why didn't they come back? Like, they're kids, they should have lost a friend, and none of them to come back to check on them. I guess that they were leaving like right after, maybe didn't get a message. They don't have fire messages right now. But I was just like, and they were stuck there, and it still just closed up because they still like are within the hours they had to leave. So I'm just surprised that none of them has come back for them. I know it's just for the convenience of the plot so that kids have to fix things up. It just, in my head, it doesn't make sense that Will wouldn't try to come back for his kids or any of the other parents. But that's just a thought. She struck this deal. They're going into Demon Realm now. Seems to be the thing for Cassie in her finals to go into other realms, because this happens. Gigi's being very aggressive. It happens like all the time. Maybe the only one that hasn't happened in is like Clockwork Princess. But yeah, I'm not hating it. It's just like very obvious in a way. They're striking this deal now, and I get it, etc. But I guess before, Cordelia didn't have a reason to go there and risk her life, but now she's going to save James and Matthew. Makes sense. But it's also like convenience, a lot of convenience. But yeah, either way, gonna try to finish this now and give thoughts when there's stuff to say. Oh my god, my battery has 9%. That's gonna die, but we're like all the way in the end. I don't know what to up to this then. And I invented the fire messages. Grace did it, and then I would just want to say that they can't say messages to address, they are cut off, so that's why no one has come to help them. Cordelia and Lucy are in the helpless, and this camera's gonna die before I finish this book, so see you later. Okay, hello. So I did finish the book. I did finish Chain of Thorns. And honestly, I don't really know how I feel, because I feel like I enjoyed a lot of parts of it. I love these characters. I love this world. But I do think plot-wise and just story-wise, it was not the strongest Shadowhunter book. And it's like, it breaks my heart to say that. And it makes me sad to think that. Because like, I just don't think it was like a great book. I feel like there was still a lot of things unanswered. Still a lot of things like that I would wanted to see happen, and like questions I have about like, you know, the bloodline, etc. Because I realized all of these people have like the same last name, etc. as in later books, especially like the Dark Artifices. And I'm just like, how are these people not related? How can they be together? And I get like, yes, it is like 2 or 3 generations later, but it's still not that much. I'm just a bit like, is it even 2 or 2 generations later? It's like 1 generation later or something. I don't even know. But I mean, Shadowhunters doesn't live that long. I need like a family tree to look at, because but either way, other than that to think about, it's like a lot of the books were just drama. And when I think about Cassandra Clare's books, there's a lot of drama. There's a lot of love drama and friendship drama, and it's always been like that. So I don't know why I felt off-putted about the drama this time. I just looked at the page count and I was like, okay, we have 400 pages in. What has happened? Nothing. It's just character moments and fights and misunderstandings, and for some reason it's just bugged me in a way like I didn't feel like we had like a really thorough plot. And then everything was resolved really easily. So, you know, James decided to be possessed and had a plan and was like, trust me. And then Cordelia came with Cortana, and then he stabbed himself with a sword, which meant that the demon Belial or whatever he's called died. And then, of course, Cordelia healed James last minute, and then ended up together. Woohoo. And Matthew later is now like, oh, it's fine. I mean, I love you, but like, I'm over it. I see that I didn't have emotions like that. I can see that you and James are meant for each other. And, you know, I always knew that James and Cordelia was going to end up with each other. But just the whole threesome drama was just so annoying because it didn't mean anything in a way for me. Like, it didn't mean anything. I'm thinking about, like, who went away with his privatized wife? And it's just like, who would do that? Why would he do it? Even though if he didn't think they had feelings for each other, it's still a line. Like, maybe talk to each other. I don't even know. Even though he thought he loved Grace or whatever, I don't even know. And I love Matthew, but I'm like, what happened to Matthew in this book? I don't even recognize Matthew. And like, I'm glad that he got like healing. I could tell Charlotte and Henry finally like accident happened and all that. And I'm glad for him. But I'm just like, I feel like he was done dirty. I feel like he was done dirty so much, and it makes me annoyed. And I don't know, is she gonna write like another series back in time again to see like where more of these characters are now? But at this point, I'm like, can you even do that? I don't know. And now that they don't even have the shadow powers anymore because the grandfather's now dead and all the shadow powers are gone, I'm just like, okay. So they lost their power because they only had power when they were connected to the demon Belial, but Tessa still has her powers. So how does that make any sense? If they lost their power because only their power is connected to the grandfather, well, why does Tessa still have her powers? It doesn't make sense in my head. How, we still don't know, because, you know, Cassandra's kept hidden how, like, the family trees goes and like who gets kids and who has ended up with who. And I'm just like, I still don't know. And it annoys me. But yeah, it's just a lot of drama. And I don't mind it. But a part of me is like, this was it. He just stabbed himself and that was it. I feel like all the things they did could have done earlier in my head. And the way Christopher died, I'm just like, I was about to say that Cassandra Clare is not good at killing someone in the last book. She always kills someone like to make them others angry, and then like they don't care. Like they mourn for like 4 seconds and then we just skipped over. If we didn't even get the parents' reaction, I was just like, okay, this is people we care about. I mean, didn't even get the parents' reaction to their child's death, but okay. But this is saying like, I'm thinking about like back to Mortal Instruments, how like Max died. It was also just like, wow, she just killed a dude to make the other people sad. And it's always been like that. I'm not saying that always needs to be like meaningful, because obviously it's a war, people randomly die, but it was just, why did she kill Christopher? In my head now, it even makes more sense if she killed Matthew, because at this point, like, his life would have meant more. Oh my god, that sounds so mean, but you get what I mean. Everyone ended up happily together. We had like Alistair and Thomas ending up together, names, and everyone was like, okay, and everyone was okay with Ari and Anna being together. Like, no one was homophobic, which I think is amazing, obviously. But now I'm like, why are the Shadowhunters like the most homophobic people in the whole world later? Like when Alec is like in the closet. And I'm not saying that like everyone obviously was just like super open-minded after a while, but I would assume like these are the descendants of these people. So like if their family, you know, I would assume they would have raised them with more grace after a while, and like it maybe been, but yeah, maybe not. Like it was too affected about like homophobic people around them. But like we all know the things that Alec went through, and now it's weird because that is in modern days, but this isn't back in the day. But now they're more accepting. I feel like it should have. I don't know. Like I feel like they should have heard about like their relatives being gay, and it's fine. But I mean, I know it doesn't make sense because people have been gay for ages and like there's still homophobia, so I guess it doesn't make sense when I say that, but in my head it makes sense, but it doesn't make sense. Either way, I know that was probably incorrect. I was just trying to say something that didn't make sense. I just felt like at that point when James and Cordelia even ended up together in the end, I was just feeling like, okay, like I shipped them so much more in the other books. At this point they were just like horny, and then that was it. I feel like it just didn't give me anything. And to be honest, I always have some problems with Cassie Clare's finals. I think like the build up to them is always like great, but I feel like always the payoff is never like satisfying for me, because I feel like it's always too easy. The answer's always so obvious. But I don't know if it's because Cassandra Clare writes it so that we will instantly like predict what's gonna happen before they know, or it's just like the way she writes or whatever. But I just never been like super impressed by a final. Like I've always been a disappointment. And even in Queen of Air and Darkness, I remember feeling like the parts of it just felt like, why is this happening? And I don't love City of Heavenly Fire at all. I like Clockwork Princess the most, even though that also I have issues with. So I don't know. I just feel like also this was like a really huge threat to like everyone, but it didn't feel threatening. I feel like all of the other villains and like conflicts I had in the other books felt much bigger, and here was just like it was pushed too much to the side for like the drama to feel like the big effect that it would have on everyone. And I feel like that is also a bit sad. But yeah, there were some character moments I cared for, like 4 I can think about. And I am attached to the world and the characters. I just felt like I didn't feel super into everything because like, you know, I can't describe it. People like generally like it, but also some people also been disappointed in it. So I feel like they feel the same as me. It's not the War Shadowhunter book, because that is 70 of Fallen Angels, but it's not the best either. It's like kind of mid for me. I love them all dearly, and I am attached to this world, and I am very excited for the Wicked Powers because I do miss Kit and Ty a lot, and the other Black Thorns, and a lot of other characters that we have all know and love. And eventually when the third Malik book will come, and like I will read everything. I will read short stories, which are by the way amazing, and I will read about this world and these characters for like ever. But I like this was not the best. Like I had a good time and I was into the drama and stuff, but it was just, it felt meaningless after a while. Like I said, I was just like, okay, this is it. So I'm a bit sad. I feel like a proper rating I will give 4 stars, but it's more like 3.5. So it's not like the best, but it's not the worst. I don't think it deserves a 3, that's why. I'm not saying I hate it or anything like that. I just feel like, okay. So I hope it makes sense. That was my vlog for Children of Thorns. Leave a rose emoji down below if you have enjoyed this video. I don't think that this video was that good or that interesting, but I just decided to vlog, to try it out, to do a vlog like this for a book. Whereas like I don't have a certain pace I update, but update when I feel like it. Even though I think it's hard to remember when else I was updated. But yeah, check out my page down below if you want to support my channel further. And thank you so much for watching this. You should see me soon in a new video. And goodbye.